Greetings doctors, I'm Dashaayinie Rajendren, S55538. I'm about to present my final year project proposal on study on molecular imprinting approach of an endocrine disruptor, Dibutyl, which I'm conducting under the supervision of Associate Professor Chemist Dr. Faizatul Shema Mahmood. The introduction comprises of background study, problem statement, and significance of study. Let's move forward into background of study. To briefly explain molecularly imprinted polymers, they are custom-built synthetic materials with generated artificial recognition sites that can rebind a target compound specifically to any other close-related compound. The template and the monomer form cavities that frame the template molecule, where the template molecule is later removed and the empty molecular cavity is left behind for the rebinding of the target molecule. The study of MIPs have evolved into a broad research due to how molecular imprinting technology, MIT, benefits the science and society while being efficient, rapid, and cost-effective. One of the greatest benefits from MIT is detection of harmful substances from a certain medium, like how endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, can be detected with this application. EDCs are substances in the environment, food sources, and many more that exogenously tamper with the endocrine system of human and animals alike, while also being very toxic to the environment. Dibutyl DBP is one of the EDCs that is most identified in the environment. It functions as plasticizer in various products. Moving forward to problem statement, people are not aware of DBP and its increasing threat to humans, animals, and environment, and it is getting increasingly difficult to stay away from this. Even though various methods of synthesis for imprinting DBP has been established, it's still unclear on which synthesis method will be the most suited with the available combinations of variables for a researcher to follow. As many instruments are available for absorption studies, there is high potential for a researcher to be confused in choosing the right method for the analysis of synthesis methods of MIPs for DBPs. Moving on to significance of study, this research is important as it thoroughly studies previous theses done by other authors and compare the synthesis methods conducted to find the perfect technique for synthesis of DBP template. The finding of this study will benefit to society as endocrine disruptor Phthalate can be detected to create awareness. This study also intends to contribute to the growth of science that will be extended to a wider development, as the study will serve as a basis of research on synthesis of Phthalate MIPs, its background, and a reference for adsorption study instruments along with their functions. Objectives of this review is to study various synthesis methods of molecularly imprinting techniques of DBP, to create awareness on hazards associated with endocrine disruptor Phthalate, to study instruments that can be used for adsorption study on testing DBP imprinted polymer template and what characterization that certain instrument is for. Next, let's look into scope of review. The study focuses on the different synthesis methods of MIPs for DBP and its advantages. Studies most appropriate variables to go with DBP template according to chosen polymerization method. The study also reviews the function of each instrument and explains which can be used for a specific polymerization method and the expected characteristics. Hazards associated with DBP will also be discussed in this review paper. Next is outline of the full review article. The paper starts with introduction, continues with a discussion of hazards associated with Phthalate, continues with molecularly imprinting techniques, which are approaches in imprinting technique that is divided into covalent, non-covalent, and semi-covalent imprinting, moves on to selectivity of MIPs, which are characterization of selectivity, and selectivity in various molecular imprinting applications. Next, topic of 4.4 would be molecularly imprinting method of DBP. This is where 7 types of polymerization methods to molecularly imprinting DBP, such as precipitation, suspension, electrochemical, free radical, multi-step solid phase synthesis, and synthesis via polymer cross-linking polymerization will be discussed in detail. Next is adsorption study instruments for MIPs of DBPs. Basically, 7 instruments will be discussed in this, which are Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, scanning electron microscope, X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, transmission electron microscopy, thermogravimetric analysis, field emission scanning electron microscopy, and high-performance lipid chromatography with UV detector. The paper would then be drawn into a conclusion, followed by reference and additional attachments. This is the Gantt chart for my final year project, and that's all from me, doctors. Thank you for your time.